I paid for the cruise, but my girlfriend secretly downgraded my cabin to upgrade her friends. When I found out mid-trip, her reaction to what I did next was priceless. Hello everyone, welcome to Reddit Visuals. Let me tell you the story of how I paid for a luxury vacation, only to get stuck in a tiny, windowless cabin like I was the extra luggage, because my girlfriend decided her friends deserved better than me. But don't worry, I handled it. And her reaction? Oh, you'll want to stick around for that. It started off with what was supposed to be a dream vacation. I just wrapped up a brutal contract for a client, worked 80-hour weeks for months, and told myself, you deserve a break. I'm not flashy. I'm not out here buying yachts or Rolexes. But I do value comfort, especially when I travel. I wanted something relaxing but special. After some digging around, I settled on a 10-day Caribbean cruise. Not just any cruise either. The kind with full-service dining, adult-only pools, real sheets on the beds, not those paper-thin ones from budget hotels. I shelled out for a premium suite, balcony view, private bar, king-size bed, the whole thing. And here's where the story begins to twist. My girlfriend, Lila, had been dropping hints that she'd love a trip with the girls, so I figured, why not make it a group thing? I offered to cover my own suite, and Lila could invite 2 of her friends, but they'd have to pay for their own cabins. She seemed over the moon, told me I was generous, said her friends, Tara and Maddie, were excited beyond words. Fast forward 2 months. We board the cruise. It's buzzing with energy, music, tropical drinks, everyone dressed like they're already half on vacation. But something was off the moment we got on the ship. Lila kept pulling away to chat with her friends in hushed voices, and I couldn't find our room on the deck map. I figured it was just a new layout, or maybe the concierge would show us. But when I handed over my reservation at the check-in counter, the attendant gave me a confused smile. Sir, this is for cabin 2B, inside cabin, no balcony. I blinked. No, that's not right. I paid for the Neptune suite. Balcony, oceanfront. She double-checked. This is what's on file. You're in 2B. That's when I started to feel the first crack. Inside cabin. Tiny. No windows. 2 twin beds pushed together and a curtain that did nothing to muffle the hallway noise. I could hear someone sneezing in the next room. I walked out, heart racing, and found Lila laughing with Tara and Maddie by the bar. I pulled her aside and said, Babe, there's some kind of mistake. Our room isn't the suite. Her smile faltered for a second, then she said, Oh, I meant to tell you, we had to make a little change. A little change? I stared at her, not saying a word, waiting for her to explain. She gave me this wide-eyed, innocent look and said, I thought it'd be nice if we all stayed close together, you know? So I swapped the rooms. The girls are in the suite now. We're in a double. But we'll be together the whole trip. It'll be fun. I didn't even know what to say. I felt like I'd been punched in the throat. She downgraded my room, the one I paid for, and gave it to her friends without asking me. And the way she said it, like it was no big deal, made it worse. That night, I barely slept. The bed creaked every time I moved. The air felt stale. I could hear Lila snoring softly next to me while I stared at the ceiling and thought, what the hell just happened? The next morning, I went to the front desk to check the billing details. You guessed it. My credit card was still the one covering the suite. Lila hadn't just switched our room. She'd upgraded her friends using my name and my money and gave me the short end of the stick like I was an afterthought. I didn't confront her right away. I needed to process. I needed a plan. By the 3rd day, I was done feeling stunned. I was furious. That afternoon, Lila and her friends went off for a massage. I stayed behind and made a few calls. To the concierge, to the front desk, to the reservation team. And by the time they returned, I'd handled everything. We were at dinner that evening when the maitre d' approached and politely asked for a quick word with Lila. She excused herself, confused. I watched her walk off, then turned back to my plate like nothing happened. About 10 minutes later, she stormed back to the table, flushed and frantic. What the hell did you do? Her friends looked up mid-bite. What's going on? Maddie asked. Lila practically hissed at me. They moved us. Out of the suite. I nodded slowly. Yeah, I requested the change. Had to fix the billing too. Didn't want to get charged for 3 adults living large in my name. Tara blinked. Wait, we're not in the suite anymore? I smiled politely. Nope. You're now in the same lovely inside cabin we were. Twin beds and all. Oh, and you'll need your own payment method going forward. Lila lost it. She accused me of embarrassing her. Said I was being petty, controlling, jealous even. Tara backed her up, talking about how I clearly didn't want them to enjoy themselves. Maddie just stayed quiet. I stood up, placed my napkin on the table and said, You didn't ask. You didn't tell me. You made a decision with my money like it was yours. You used me. So now I'm using my voice. I left them at the table. I moved into the suite alone. The staff even brought me a complimentary bottle of wine when I explained the situation. Guess they'd seen this kind of drama before. Lila didn't speak to me for the rest of the night. She slept in the inside cabin with Maddie. The next morning, she knocked on the suite door, softer now. She apologized, said she was just trying to make the trip more fun for her friends, that she didn't mean for it to feel like a betrayal. I asked her one question. Would you have told me if I hadn't found out? She didn't answer. By the end of the cruise, we were barely speaking. On the final night, she asked if I was going to break up with her. I told her no, I already had. 3 days ago, when she decided her comfort and her image with her friends mattered more than respect, honesty, or even basic fairness. When we docked, I got off the ship alone. She tried to text. She tried to call. She even sent me a 7-paragraph email that started with, I know I messed up, and ended with, but you overreacted. Maybe I did. Or maybe I just finally reacted the way I should have years ago, like someone who values himself. And here's the kicker. A few weeks later, I saw Tara had posted cruise photos all over Instagram. Guess what her caption was? Living like queens. Couldn't have asked for a better trip. Blessed. No mention of who paid, no mention of what went down. Just more fake gloss over a moment built on disrespect. So, Reddit Visuals fam, was I the a-hole for how I handled it? Would you have done the same thing? Or should I have just let it go and enjoyed the trip anyway? Drop your verdict in the comments. I really want to hear what you think. And if you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and lets us keep bringing you more wild Reddit stories like this one.